Hi, everyone, and welcome to DevilPlayer Q&A weekly webinar call. Sorry about the confusion. We might be experiencing some technical difficulties because Bill, our CEO, is going to be joining for this call. So please give him a minute to rejoin. And in the meantime, if you will be kind enough to confirm that you can both hear my voice as well as see my screen, which should say DevilPlayer QA on it, then we can get started. Thank you. All right, we're getting a lot of confirmations from Dave, Shade, Dean, William, Stefano. Hello to everyone, and thank you for joining today. We are, and Bill has just joined. Hi, Bill. Maybe, I don't know. We're just going to get started, and Bill, if you can hear us and want to join in at any time, just chime in. So we are holding the Q&A weekly webinar calls in order to answer any questions that you as users may have, also to provide any training on advanced features, gather feedback from you guys as users on how we can improve DevilPlayer, and also to showcase any new things which we've been working on. With that in mind, the format of the webinar is pretty straightforward. So at any time that you have a question, just feel free to drop it in the chat box, or if you are unable to attend the webinar, you can also leave questions on our Facebook group, or sometimes we also answer questions that came in from support, and then we can answer them throughout the webinar.
Hey, Peter, can you hear me?
Yeah, Bill. Hi, welcome,
Hey.
Bill. So that's Bill, our CEO. So he's going to be sitting in on this webinar, and maybe also we're going to have some sort of a discussion around something, not necessarily sure. The idea, as I said, is if you have a question, just drop it in the chat box and we'll answer them in the order that they get in. And also, if you are unable to attend a webinar, the replays will always be available either on the our YouTube channel or also on our Facebook group. All right, so with that stuff out of the way, I wanted to make a couple of announcements before we get started. The first one being is that the following week, so the week of the 26th, we're going to have a couple of new developers joining the DevilPlayer team, which is definitely going to help us speed up the efforts for both integrating the feedback and improving DevilPlayer and developing new features. So that's something that we're really looking forward to. So starting next week, we're going to really kick it up a gear with regards to developments with a couple of new developers, Philip and Balsa, joining our team. So that's great. Also, what else did I want to talk about? Oh, yeah. So last week, I mentioned a couple of enhancements which are coming down the pipeline, and I just kind of wanted to follow up on them. The first one being with regards to the implementation of VAST feeds and vPlay feeds, the ad feeds to the video streaming. So they allow you to implement a publisher link that will serve ads, dynamic ads throughout your video player. So pleased to announce that we are rolling that out as a beta currently. So the implementation is pretty straightforward. So in the beta features, we have enabled the VAST feed feature, which allows you to either provide the ad feed either via XML or by link. So how that works in practice is, so you would get this from Google or from any video ad company, and then you would enter in that feed Sorry, I don't know why I just deleted that. And save it, and basically that will serve ads in your video, interactive ads. So a couple of examples which I have. So this is a pretty straightforward linear example. So let me just open that up. So when the ad is played, the ad takes over the video, and it plays, and I can't necessarily do anything. And I think actually this has a link on it, so, or maybe it doesn't. There's another example with a link that I can show you. So the video would just play until it's finished, and once it's finished, then the video continues as normal. And the second example, which is a pretty cool feature, and this has some limitations on testing it because we're not signed up to that provider, so this might work, might not. So let me just check it out. So this is from a company called Innovid.com. It's their feed. So let me just check. Yeah, so for more effective video marketing. So let me just show you how this might work. I don't know if it's going to work. It doesn't work always. But let's just see. Now it won't work. We have limitations on how many times we can request ads from them, but it's pretty cool. You can bring in the ad feed provides for the ability to add banners, interactive links, custom videos, personalized videos, and all that fun stuff. So now, as I mentioned, that feature is now available as a beta under VastFeed. So if you have a provider that you are testing your ads with, we would be more than glad to gather any feedback on your experience with integrating custom feeds. All right, so that's one thing. Another thing that I wanted to follow up on is the improvements that we made to the creating video flow. So let me just grab a sample link from YouTube. So I'll just grab this previous webinar recording. And so we just made a layout enhancement so that the entire process of creating a video is a little bit more straightforward and focused on the task. So one thing that you'll notice is that the notification and the status area moved from the right over here to the left, and so now it looks pretty straightforward like this, and the options for naming the video, grouping it, and so on all moved from that right sidebar directly underneath the video. So these enhancements and the VastFeed are now live, so you can test them out. And also, if you have any feedback with regards to if you think that can be improved further, we're also looking forward to gathering that feedback as well. And these enhancements for the creating a video flow apply to all of different methods, creating a video by link, by upload, and also by recording yourself from the application. What else? So I wanted to also one small enhancement, but a couple of people asked for it throughout the last couple of months, and I am on a pro license, so I'm not going to be able to do this. Let me just switch myself to enterprise. I was testing something for pro licenses. Just give me 1 second so I can switch myself back to enterprise. So I am pro now, and I'm going to switch myself to enterprise. All right. So the benefit of enterprise, of course, is having some features unlocked, such as playlists or funnels. So if you're still on pro, definitely consider upgrading to enterprise. So the thing that I wanted to talk about is the ability to hide. So let me just show you how it was always up until now. So let me just save that playlist and then I'll watch it. So the playlist worked by bringing in this sort of sidebar over here on the right hand side, and that provides the ability to that's the video with the ad. ability to jump back and forth through the videos. So the enhancement which was made upon a few people requesting it is the ability to hide that sidebar from the right hand side on load, so it doesn't show until it is explicitly requested by the viewer by clicking on that playlist icon. So that's also one of the enhancements which we released today. What else did I want to talk about? A bunch of debugging this week. Also, a lot of enhancements to white labeling VooPlayer by removing some VooPlayer references. So in case you are interested in reselling VooPlayer as your own product, you might notice that you're able to create your own custom site, implement your own custom domain, so that the app doesn't exist on VooPlayer.com, but it can exist on PeterPlayer.com. So we just today released a bunch of new enhancements which make that white label process. They just remove additional VooPlayer references from the application, so it's better to integrate. All right, so those are some of the things that I wanted to run through. Now let me just look at the questions to see if there are no questions thus far. All right. So Alan is saying, hi, Peter, is the white label with Enterprise? Yes, so the white label licensing is available only on the Enterprise license. So you can only have a white labeled site if you are an Enterprise customer. And the way it works is by you as an Enterprise customer can create your own custom site. So let me give you a brief demo. So I'll create my own site. So let's call it that, and I'll provide it with some logo. So this is going to be my logo, why not? And I'll choose a nifty color. So this is going to be my color, and I think I have, yeah, I'll use that domain because I know it works. And basically that's all the information I need, but you have additional additional settings that you can apply for charging your sub accounts. And so now I've created my own site, and now that works basically as VooPlayer, since I already forwarded that domain. So now that's going to behave as VooPlayer. My entire site is going to be branded as the settings which I implemented for creating my site. So now I'm able to sell licenses to my sub accounts, and basically just pay $10 per month per license, and I can sell them for whatever you think is fair for charging for those licenses. And as Alan pointed out, that's only on this entire module is only enabled if you yourself are on the Enterprise license. Alan is saying, excellent, I am, so pleased to hear that. I hope you will be taking advantage of that white labeling module. Dave, Peter, I have, and I'm extremely grateful for your video on how to wrap an intro and outro around uploaded videos using templates. Can you show how to wrap a second template around the same videos without uploading a second time? Trying to translate that in my mind. So I have, all right, so I know what you're talking about. I remember that ticket. Can you show how to wrap a second template around the same videos without uploading the second time? All right, so I get what you're saying. So you want to create a second template without uploading a second time. All right, yeah, makes sense. So basically what you would do is, so let's assume, so I'll just rename this so it kind of matches our scenario here. So I'll use this video, and this is going to be my template 1 video, and let's say that it has some custom settings. So I don't know, I'll just give it a cool skin, for example. So let's say that's our template 1 video, and I am reusing that template 1 over and over again to I don't know, just apply it to different videos which I'm importing. So what you want to do is, so if I'm understanding this correctly, is the end goal is to create template 2, but no need to upload the video again. What you could simply do is you can just clone the template 1 video, So this option is available directly from, if you can just from the dashboard, just click on it, or you can go directly into the edit settings, but you can just come over here to the clone features. So you can just clone this video. So this is going to clone it. So that created template 1 clone, which I can now name template 2 and then change settings on it entirely. So now I can maybe use this skin and then save it as template 2. So what we accomplished there is keeping the source the same. So when you're cloning a video, that doesn't duplicate the source, that just uses the all of the same settings, but all of the same sources, but you can change the settings and save it as a different template with different settings, which can be applied to a different grouping of videos which you are mass importing, if I'm remembering your use case correctly, Dave. So basically you just have the template which you have, then you can clone it, change all of the settings, save it out as template 2, and then apply that template to all of the different videos in the next batch. So hopefully that answers that question. Stefano is saying, hi guys, I have a Wix website and I'd love the possibility to add VooPlayer by using Wix social player option. So social player option, I'm not necessarily sure what that is, but let's take a look at it. So Stefano was kind enough to send us a link. Add a video via social players. Yeah, so it looks like this video is supported it's supporting some major video platforms such as YouTube, Vimeo, Dailymotion, and Facebook videos, but does not have direct support for VooPlayer. So I'm imagining that Wix has some sort of an ability, Stefano, to provide custom code, like a custom HTML element, or maybe custom HTML, JavaScript, or custom code element, or something like that, that you are able to put on your Wix websites. And if it does provide for such an ability. So let me just do a quick Google search. So Wix custom code element, maybe, see if that returns anything. Adding HTML code to a Wix website. Unless there is some special benefits to using that social player, sorry. So to add HTML code, click on Add on the editor, click on More, and click HTML code, or drag the relevant location to your page. So it does look like there is provided for an HTML element. So if you place that on your code on your pages, wherever you want the video to appear, then you can just utilize the VooPlayer's embed code directly within that HTML element, and or render the video on your Wix website. Really curious about seeing that work. So if you're willing to give that a go, Stefano, I'm really curious as to how that's going to play out for you. So if you are able to integrate that, or if you're not and need additional help, just send us a ticket over at support@VooPlayer.com with your Wix website URL. And if it's not working, what will help us kind of troubleshoot that and find out a way for it to work is if you also provide us with a temporary access to the admin area so that we can test it out. If I remember correctly, I think we've had a couple of people using Wix, and this workaround with using a custom HTML element rather than a video element directly did the trick. So
I think they have to. Sorry, Peter. I think they have to. I think Wix strips the JavaScript, so I think they have to use a fallback code.
That might be possible. I'm not sure if it does or not, but in case that the regular embed code is not working, because some third-party providers such as Wix or other providers are not allowing people to send in script elements via that HTML element, then you can just go back to WooPlayer and switch from using, when you're creating the embed code, just switch on the fallback code, which is going to give you a slightly different code, which covers about 95% of the features which WooPlayer has, just not some advanced API stuff, which requires that script to be on your page. So this, what I would also try is using the fallback code if the regular embed code does not work. Thanks for pointing that out, Bill. Good call out. Also, let's see, Dave is saying, not quite what I meant. I want to wrap different intros and outros around the same core videos without reloading the core videos, Not sure what you mean by reloading, Dave. Do you have an idea, Bill?
Maybe he just needs to clone his original video and then instead of having to re-upload it. I think that's what he means. Instead of cloning the template, maybe he just wants to clone the original video and then add a new template.
Ah, I see. I think that makes sense. So rather than cloning the template, cloning the videos which are his courses, template is applied on upload. That just confused me a little bit more. How I can, at least Bill, correct me if I'm wrong, what I understood was that he has, let's say, video 1, video 2, and video 3, which are utilizing template 1, and now he wants to utilize video 1, video 2, and video 3 with template 2 without the need to re-upload video 1, video 2, and video 3.
I believe so.
Is that how you understood that?
Yeah.
All right, so in that case, and this is something that we haven't covered but are planning to cover, unfortunately, they would have to be edited one by one if you don't want to re-upload them again. Again, unfortunately, as we understand, this is a major use case which we want to cover. But currently, what you would have to do is you would have to clone all of the videos which you want, and then reapply the settings which you want, which is definitely not something that you want to do. So one of the planned enhancements that we want to cover is the ability to select the videos which you want. So let's say I want this video, this video, and this video, and this video, or videos from a particular group. It doesn't matter. And then similar to how we have the ability to group those videos, also to have an ability to directly from the dashboard to select the template which you want to apply, whose settings you want to apply across the videos. So multiple select and direct application of settings from selected videos is an enhancement. Is an enhancement which we're working on, and which covers a lot of different use cases, which we definitely want to cover. So that's one of the planned enhancements. So the proposed kind of process for going through that, unfortunately, which is not facilitated yet, would be cloning the core videos and then selecting still an existing feature, which would be apply player settings from another video directly from the dashboard. So sorry about that not being covered yet, Dave, but we're working on that, and that enhancement is planned for one of the upcoming releases. Unfortunately, if you don't want to re-upload videos, you are kind of stuck with having to do that manually, applying the settings for each individual video. Shade, adding a new intro and outro to current videos. Yeah, that's we understood that. So creating a new template and then cloning the videos, the core videos, and applying the those templates to the cloned videos. Does the cloning increase the storage? No, cloning does not increase the storage at all. So basically, when you run a clone of a video, we just duplicate a record of it in our database, but it's pointing to all of the same video sources, all of the same images, basically everything that you have in the original video. We're just cloning links to those resources. So there should be a zero increase in storage, or no increase rather in storage when you clone a video. So no additional resources would be consumed by that. If hopefully that answers that question. And again, thanks for bringing up that feedback, because sometimes we get a little bit sidetracked with implementing some important small enhancements like that, and bringing that up certainly helps us improve. And I know a lot of people have reached out with a similar issue where, so for example, one guy utilized that mass upload feature. So he was importing about 100 videos, and he was importing them through the mass video upload, and he clicked over here on apply settings from another video. But what he did, unfortunately, was he selected the wrong video for so let's say he wanted template 2, but he selected template 1, and he applied template 1 settings to all of the hundreds of imported videos. And there was no easy way for him to say I change the player settings on all of those videos from template 1 to template 2, and that's also something that will be covered by the mechanism which I just described for being able to apply player settings to different videos from the dashboard. So yeah, great feedback there, and that's definitely something that we want to implement really soon. Any ATA on implementation? Wow, next week with the onboarding of new developers, I think we'll have some time to kind of test out some things, and this is not all that complicated to integrate. So I would give us maybe a couple of weeks to accomplish that, and then you can definitely expect it in the next couple of releases to see that implemented. Thanks again for pointing it out, Dave. All right, let me see. No other feedback, no other questions. Bill, was there anything that you wanted to discuss while you're on the call?
No, nothing in particular.
No. All right.
Just kind of wanted to just everybody's questions and see, I think you covered the real new stuff. Yeah. No, I'm good. All
right. Great. Then we can start wrapping this up. Maybe we have time for one more question if it pops up. If it doesn't, I just want to thank everybody for joining this week, and for continuing to join, and for continuing to help us improve Wool Player. And hopefully we'll see you next week as well. All right. Thank you, everybody, for taking the time, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.